Hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Good morning. I have a poll for you all. It's a fun new thing I get to do here. Okay. Concerned. All right. Hi, Carolyn and Joanne and Nancy. I'm having a lot of fun with these polls. Oops. Okay. And Susan, hello, and Stevie, hello, and Michael, hello, and Nancy, hello. So I put a poll up there. Can you do me a favor and answer that, please? If you're able to. It's a new fun thing that they're doing on YouTube. Oh wait, sorry. I didn't put it up, sorry. And in the meantime, if anyone wants to say anything, so there's my poll that I just put up. If you could answer that, please. And if you want to share anything or ask any questions, go ahead and share something with me. So let me see if you guys even see that. Hopefully you do. I can't even see my poll. Oh, perfect. How come I can't? Okay, there. So out of 6 votes, 33%. Wow. Hi from India. Lauren, good morning. All right. So I see that some of you have answered the poll. So 7 of you have answered. My question is about balance, if you're worried about balance. And I had an intention for asking that because that is what I am hearing over and over. And I think that that's one of the things that becomes the biggest stressor when we are aging. And, that word stress, super interesting because it can mean so many different things. And the angle at which we view it at could be different. So my question about balance is because there's this undercurrent of stress of losing balance as we age and the fear of falling. So that's why I asked that question. All right. So you could see that out of 8 of you that responded, that 75% said that that was a concern. All right. Okay. So I am, if anybody else wants to say anything or share anything, please do so before we go back there. And definitely I'm going to focus on aspects of balance. I was working with my chiropractor yesterday, and I'm working on whatever I'm working on. And when we were working on one muscle group in particular, we were working on stabilizers, mobilizers. And he said something that just was really stimulating to me about the glute medius and how it is a mobilizer and stabilizer. And it just was like, I just really thought about the word stability and balance yesterday. So I wanted to definitely share that today with you all. And then, okay, so safe movement and stretches for the neck. All right, Susan, thanks for telling me that because that'll definitely play into what I do today. And that's really interesting that you said that. So, yeah. Well, actually, Lauren, so I did actually have a yoga for balance. Before the pandemic, I was teaching 7 classes a week, and one of them was specific to balance. And when I have a class, like an intention in a class, then definitely I focus whatever it is, the breath work, the meditation, the movement, whatever part of the class we're focusing on definitely takes on something. So yes, a class for balance. Well, it's in the works. So I'm putting together online programs. And one of the big ones I'm working on has an entire balance assessment piece and is focused on balance, and then even props that will help facilitate balance. Usual low back stuff, Nancy. Okay. Uh, yes, it is the day here. All right. So let's go back. Go back, go back, go back. Let me go back. So I won't be able to answer or see you anymore or be able to respond from here. Barely could do it when I'm up there, right? Because I don't have glasses on, but from here, definitely can't respond. So if there are any more questions, I'll answer them at the end. So today, focusing on balance, thinking of this in things where we notice things that seem very apparent when it comes to balance. One of them would be all the physical stuff. Can you stand on one leg? Do you feel stable when you're standing, when you're walking? That's a very apparent thing. Then the next one down would be the biochemical or inside balance. Is your nervous system in balance? Is your respiratory system balanced? Are your hormones balanced? Your blood sugar balanced? Are your minerals balanced? And the nerves, the nervous system, since that communicates the balance, that goes to the physical layer. So are your tissues hydrated? Are they limber? Is your body able to communicate effectively, physically and biochemically? That would bring in the head, the neck, the muscles, everything being stretched. So having limber tissues is really important for balance, for physical. And then when we do breath work or meditation, we actually start to balance our systems and our body systems, which will balance our biochemistry. And when we practice breath work, when we're actually taking charge or taking control or taking over the reins of respiration, that will have a domino effect, positive domino effect on the rest of the body systems, on respiration, cardiovascular system movement. So really, we actually have so much control over balance in so many facets, physically and biochemically. And then the other layer that stress shows up is mental emotional, management of thoughts, management of the effect of thoughts in our body, physically, biochemically, and over a period of time. So really, we do have the ability with the tools that's in the practice of yoga, the breath work, the meditation, the mind management or control, and the concentration aspect, and then the physical practice. So we actually have tools that can help us maintain healthy balance physically, mentally, emotionally, biochemically for the rest of our lives. Today's class is going to focus on some aspects of balance, some breath work, present moment, which is going to balance your body system, and then the physical practice. For the practice today, I'm going to begin with my legs up the chair to really deeply settle the low back, to settle my body, to take sitting and standing and the pressure of compressive force from above out of my body, out of my spine. And so I love to do that, legs up the chair or up a wall or up an ottoman or up a sofa or something, so that you can take away the pressure of the physical body and the stress out of the physical body. I'll give you a few little tools of what I do to make this a little bit nicer for me. This is an aluminum chair. It's a little bit cold. So sometimes I put a blanket on top of the chair, or I put a blanket underneath my tushy to elevate my tushy. So you're going to decide what's appropriate for you when you set yourself up. We're going to use a strap and a block in today's practice. So put that off to the side. I have 2 blankets because I would like to actually elevate my pelvis today when I come down onto the ground. And so I'm going to use 2 blankets. I'm going to put this off to the side because I'm going to use it when I come down. You could put that up here. You could also prop your legs up pillows, up a wall. I really do recommend trying this because legs up the wall, legs up the chair, legs elevated can be really helpful for releasing a lot of the tension that's in the body. And if you're not limber or not hydrated, then there's a lot of tension and pulling in your body from the tightness that's in the body. So this is a nice way to kind of flip everything upside down. And in the practice of yoga, that is one of the big tools that's in the guidebook, the Yoga Sutras, which is the guidebook. It's actually more at the layer of the mind, where you do the opposite of what you're doing. But I'd like to also say that in the body, you do the opposite. So you place yourself in opposite position, and legs elevated is opposite from what we do all day, every day. So it's a great thing to relieve and release tension in the body. So I'm going to come down into mine. We're going to use breath and do a grounding breath, which is going to help to regulate the respiration, cardiovascular, nervous system, and then the internal body. We're going to have the hands on the belly, and that's going to be to make sure you're using the diaphragm, which is a primary breathing muscle. So before we go down onto the ground, take your hands here on your lower ribs. Move your hands back and forth from the side to the front so you feel where your lower ribs are. And then see if you could go all the way around the back to where the back of the lower ribs are. So the front to back, this whole area here. The primary breathing muscle, the diaphragm, is connected to the lower rib cage. And so from here is where we're going to focus on activating the breath. And where you'll feel this is you'll feel a rise and movement down here in this part of your body. So take your hands lovingly. So just in case there's a little extra stored energy that you have on your body for future use, because your body felt like it needed to hold on a little bit of that. So lovingly, if you have any stored energy, say, okay, I'll get to you later. Now I know you're there. Let me go for a walk today. Let me do this. Let me do that, whatever it is. So moving your hands around. And we're going to come down onto the ground, and we're going to really focus on this part of our body, using the breath to come down in here and grounding our energy into our body. So let's come on to your side, and from here, keeping the front spine nice and long, bring yourself down onto the ground and into whatever version of relaxation you can find in your body that's appropriate for you, whether that's legs up the chair, up the wall, elevated with a bolster or pillows. And then if you are going to do a slight elevation in the pelvis, that's a little bit of an inversion. That actually helps to facilitate even more blood flow up to the head and the heart, the brain and the heart. And bring your hands onto your either the lower ribs or the lower belly, whatever feels appropriate for you. And then arrange yourself posturally. So press your arms into the ground, lift your rib cage up, slide your shoulder blades closer to the spine so the flat bones of the shoulders are on the ground and your body weight is on them, helping to deeply stretch, correct some posture. Let's bring the awareness to the head. Feel the center of the head in the ground. And then some gentle side to side action. Closing your eyes, feeling an appropriate movement pattern for you. Let's make this a little slower and use the breath. Come to center, take a big inhale. And as you go towards one side, slowly exhale. Release, release, release. Inhale back up to center. And then slowly, slowly exhale to the other direction. Go slow, close your eyes, feel your head, your neck, your upper back. Noticing what you notice, mouth is closed, breathing in and out through the nose. And then take one more direction, one more in each direction. Bringing yourself back up to center. Mouth is closed, breathing in and out through your nose. Notice your body here. Notice the position you put your body in. Breathing deeply. Bring your awareness to your nostrils. Feel the cool temperature on the air on the perimeter of the nose. And follow the cool breath in the nostrils and down into the body. Observe yourself breathing. Bring your awareness down to your belly. Spread your fingers. Feel your belly rise and fall with breath. Breathe up towards your palms. Feel the rise of the belly towards the palms. Bring your awareness to your side waist, low down. Breathe in and breathe wide to the sides. Now breathing into your low back, your tailbone, the whole back pelvis and the low back. Breathe in through the nose, back towards the low back, low spine, tailbone. Notice how when you bring your awareness to an area, you're able to feel the movement and direct the breath to that area. If you do have issues in your low back, bring your breath to your low back for healing, for creating movement, space, unblocking, unclogging. Now breathing to the front, the sides, and the back. Take 5 deep breaths all the way down to the lower torso. Breathe as deep as you can so you feel a lot of stretching taking place. Finishing up your last breath. Let the breath go. Keep your mouth closed, breathing in and out through your nose. Notice if you hear any digestive sounds. Notice how you feel. Balancing respiration to balance the cardiovascular system, to balance the nervous system, and then to help balance digestion and your whole internal environment. Bring your awareness to your hands, your feet. Start to bring movement into your body. Blinking your eyes open. If you have anything underneath your body, move it off to the side. Bring yourself back down onto the ground. So we have the chair here. There's some great core things we could do with the chair and some back body movements with the chair. So if you don't have a chair, go up to a wall, put your feet up against the wall so you're in this tabletop position. You can find this tabletop position with the legs coming off the body. Let's take the arms out to the side. So stretching the chest, the posture, warming up the body here. Take your arms out to the side and bend the elbows. Let the hands rest on the ground. Start to move your knees back and forth, side to side, in an appropriate range of motion for you. See if you could keep the tailbone and the sacrum isolated on the ground. So you're not actually rocking your pelvis. You're moving your legs in the socket. You might start to feel some stretch up in the waist and in the back. Be careful, especially those of you with low back issues. When your pelvis tilts and your tushy comes off the ground, you're actually putting a lot of rotational force in the low back. So be careful for those with low back issues. Raise your awareness to that movement pattern so that you protect yourself. You turn on your stabilizing muscles to stabilize the joints so that you don't use the muscles and pull on the muscles and try to get them to do more than they should, which can lead to chronic issues. So let your knees go back and forth, side to side, really developing your own body awareness so that how you move and sit and stand throughout your day is therapeutic and good for you and your body. So you keep yourself out of pain and discomfort. So going side to side, let's bring yourselves back to center. Let's unbend and bend the knees, moving the knee joint, matching the breath with the movement. Inhale to unbend, exhale to bend. Inhale to unbend, exhale to bend. Go slow, because then we're going to use more muscle, so we're actually strengthening. When we go slower, it makes it a little harder and also harder mentally. So a little more challenge physically and mentally here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. If you're able to do both at the same time, try that. It's going to use your core. Make sure that's okay for your body. If it's too intense, having the knees closer to the body, makes it a little less work for the low back and the core. If you want a little more, feel that real solid movement of, or the pressure of the sacrum and the tailbone. Low back is not touching. And when you inhale to unbend, you're going to really turn on the stabilizing muscles, activating the core. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Go ahead and rest. Bring your knees into your chest. So the guidebook of yoga that most of the West follows, and maybe even most of the world, it's called the Yoga Sutras, and it has 196 lines of wisdom. And in those 196 lines of wisdom, 3 out of 196 are on the physical practice, and the other 193 are on the mental practice. So make this a mind and body practice, not just an exercise. Yet we need to use the physical body because we live in it, so we need it to be strong and healthy. Really use your breath here. Use this opportunity to reprogram mind, to reprogram body. 2 of the words that are used for the physical practice are sthira and sukha, effort and ease. So choose the appropriate effort for you and then find the ease to relax in after the effort. Bring your legs back here. Take one foot up and then the other. Let's get the feet to move and the ankles. You're going to inhale to point, exhale to flex. If the legs are right above your pelvis, it's more challenging for core stability. For quadriceps, hip flexors, one of these muscles attaches to the low back. So if you have low back issues, really activate your core like you're zippering up a tight pair of jeans. You inhale, strongly point your toes, feel the stretch. You exhale, strongly pull the toes towards your body, feel that stretch in the back. Inhale and exhale. Bend your knees, move them closer to your chest if you need to. Inhale and exhale. Take your feet and move them around slowly, like your feet are in sticky honey, and you're trying to stir up the honey with your feet. Zipper, zipper, zipper up your core. Go in the other direction. Slow, slow, slow. And then go ahead and rest. Either legs are on the chair resting or the knees come into the chest. Whatever your body feels like it needs. If you do have a chair, push your legs all the way back so the back of your thighs touches the edge of the chair, so you're truly letting go of the weight of your legs, turning off your hip flexors that bring your legs up into this position. And then a little stretch here. Let's see how this feels. Take the heel of your hand, press the heel of the hand in the top of the thigh, right where the legs meet your body, and push so you feel the femur bone. Push the femur bone away one at a time. See if that feels appropriate to you. May stretch some of the deeper ligaments and maybe some muscles that are in your pelvis or the core. See how that feels one at a time. Sometimes that can be a little release for those that have chronic low back or hip issues. Then bring yourself back to center. We're going to do a core exercise. So the core, this whole center part of your body, you're going to activate like you're wrapping from around the back to the front, and then back towards the spine and up towards the head. So it's a wrapping around, back, in and up. is the action of all of the muscles of the core. You could imagine you're zippering up a tight pair of jeans, and that could be helpful. Let's bring the knees so that they're right above the pelvis if you have a pretty strong practice, or if you need a little more support for your low back, you could bring your knees a little closer to your heart. Take the arms up. Now press the middle spine where the ribs are attached towards the ground, and then tilt the pelvis backwards. Press the low back into the ground. Feel that deep core contraction. Inhale, and then exhale. Let your feet float up away from the chair. Hold here. Deep breaths to the heart. Don't go all the way down to the belly. So maintain that deep core contraction, sipping the breath into the heart. Lower ribs are pressing towards the ground. Spine is pressing into the ground. And then go ahead and rest. Go slow in and go slow out. So you feel yourself activate and you feel yourself release. Take an exhale. Inhale. And then exhale, contract the core, flatten the spine towards the ground, and lift your feet up off the chair. And then go ahead and release. One more. Inhale. As you exhale, contract, flatten the spine, let the feet float away from the chair. Really flatten the spine, flatten the low back, flatten the top of the pelvis. And then go ahead and release. Let your hands either go on your belly or to the side. Let your feet rest. Effort and ease. Find that balance. Let's move on to the glutes. This is a little challenge, so you got to see how you feel. You can move yourself away from the chair a little, and you get your heels, you dig your heels into the chair. Let your hands go down alongside your body. So we are going to lift our pelvis up off the ground. We're not going to come too much higher than the lower waist. So you could have a little bit of blanket behind you, but not a lot. Slide your shoulder blades towards each other. Arms are down alongside your body. Dig your heels into the chair. Posterior, tilt your pelvis, protect your pelvis. Dig the heels in, feel the activation of the glutes. Take an exhale and an inhale. Then exhale, lift your body off the ground. Inhale to lower down. Go slow. Slow is hard. If this is too intense for you, put your feet on the ground. Dig your heels into the ground, toes off the ground, and lift your pelvis up. We need the glutes for balance. We need the back of the body to help balance, to help hold you upright, to support the spine, support the hips, support the knees, the feet, the ankles. The next time you come up, stay up. Little pulses. Dig your heels into the ground or the chair. And then go ahead and bring yourself all the way down. Effort and ease. Sthira and Sukha. Let's take the strap. Stretch your legs. If you happen to be a little tight, having extra fold on the blanket when you're stretching the legs may help. Let's take the right leg in, take the right foot. You could keep the opposite leg on the chair or put it on the ground, whatever you'd like. Take your hands around the strap, pull the leg down into the socket, and then guide the leg back towards the wall behind you. Keeping the knee straight if you can, so you could pull on the pelvic bone, getting a little strength in your pelvis here. Stretching the top of the leg, right at that hip joint. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Take the strap into the right hand, slide your hand down the strap. We're going to lengthen the leg out to the side. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. If you need a block for support there, you could put a block under your leg, like pretty high up, if you're having trouble holding the weight of your leg. Some of you may benefit from that. Make sure that your right waist is nice and long here. Take one more breath. And then bring the leg back up. Switch the strap. Hold on to the strap in the left hand. Keep your leg straight up off your body. And then guide the leg over to the left. So we have the right leg here over to the left. See if you could feel the side of your leg stretch. The iliotibial band, small muscle up here, big piece of connective tissue, attaching the pelvis to the lower leg bone. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Take the strap to the top of the foot, wrap your hands around. We need limber calves so that your feet, your ankles, and your lower leg can transmit balance throughout your body. Pull the foot down towards your body, slight bend your knee. Inhale, and then exhale to straighten. Inhale to bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here. With as much intensity as you can handle, and then release. Effort and ease. Let's go to the other side. Let's bring the left leg in. Take the strap on the foot to the center of the arch. Take your hands, wrap your hands around. Pull the leg down, deeply root it into the socket, and then guide the leg towards the wall behind you. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back. Take the strap in the left hand. Keep your leg pretty high. And then lengthen the leg out to the side, using a block if you need. Using a block if you need to hold the weight of your leg. Nice long left waist. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back up to center. Take the strap in the right hand and then guide the left leg over towards the right. One more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Take your hands, wrap your hands around your strap, right at the biggest part of your foot, the widest part of your foot, slight bend in your knee. Take an inhale and then exhale to straighten. Inhale to bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Go slow. Slow in, slow out. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Stay here. Pull the foot towards you. Keep the leg straight. And then go ahead and release. Either let your legs rest on the chair or draw your knees into your chest. Very important to have limber legs, limber tissue, the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons, the fascia, for nervous system communication of balance. Let's come onto the side. Open up your hand, and then you're going to push yourself up. Lead with your shoulder. Don't pull yourself up with your head, because that'll not be good for the head and neck, especially those of you that have head and neck issues. Okay, let's clean our space. Moving everything off that you don't need. Let's take the blanket. Let's come onto all fours. Start to crawl around, either forward and backwards or around in circles. Keep your head lifted. Don't let your head hang. So this is going to strengthen the upper back and neck area, which will help with tension you have in that area, because if you have stronger upper back and neck muscles helping to hold your head up, that's very supportive of your head. So moving around, keep your head up, looking forward, and then bringing yourself back onto your mat, onto your blanket. Walk yourself up. Take your wrists, shake your wrists. And then take your hand, bend your hand, push the back of your hand towards your body. You could bring your arm across your body. That may be helpful. Stretching the top of the wrist. And then underneath. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Arm across the body, bend, push towards you. And then push the hands. Take your feet. Let's stretch your feet. For balance, you need to have limber feet. So turn your toes under. Bring your feet together if you can. Sit back onto your heels if that's available to you, or stay elevated. Heels are together. And then let's do a little movement here. You're going to take an inhale to rise. Flatten your toes. Exhale, slowly lower down to sit on your heels. Inhale to rise. Flip the toes under. Exhale to sit on your heels. Inhale. Exhale. Go slow. Inhale. Exhale. If you're not able to bend your knees like this or to move up and down, stay elevated, kneeling with the toes under. Whatever you do, bend something, stretch something. Last one. And then bring yourself up. Let's take the legs and stretch the legs. Flip the toes under. Push your heel back one at a time. Stretching the back of the body. Try to keep the knees straight here. And then the other. And then bring yourself all the way out. So we're going to do a little challenge here, a balance posture, different levels of this posture. So it's a modified half moon. And I'll give you different steps to do, so you'll see how this is for you. I would say that this is actually more challenging than it looks. And when I'm in a group, there's a lot of things that happen in this. It can be really challenging for your mind as well, because I think it looks maybe a little bit easier than it is for some. And I'll give you different stages to go to. So let's see how it goes. All right, let's come on to have the block next to you. Come on to all fours. And then let's do the right arm first, the right side of the body. So you're going to take your right knee is on the ground. Take your right foot and slide your right foot off to the side. So I'll show you with the left foot because it's forward. My knee stays on, but I'm sliding the foot off the mat. So slide the right foot off to the side. Take your block, bring your block right underneath your chest, close to your belly. You're going to come on, lifting your pelvis, opening up your body forward. Bring your left foot onto the ground, toes are forward. So make sure your leg is on the side of your body and not forward. If you have your leg forward, it's very hard to balance in this. Have your foot along the side of the body, and the block is here, maybe here. And then you're on your right hand. Can you come up onto your fingertips? Because the wrist can get a little bit aggravated here. So I want you to come up onto your fingertips and then go back down onto your hands. So you see that that's available for you. Now we're going to zipper up the core, flex the left foot, and lift slowly the left leg, activating that glute med, which is part of the balance and stability of the body, the side glute, the medium glute muscle. Keep your chest open, stack your shoulder blades, stack your hip joints. If you can put your hand up, put your hand up. Really keep that leg elevated. Don't let it just hover. If you want to try something else, you could bend your heel back towards your tushy. Reach back with your hand and see if you could grab the top of your foot, or maybe even a sock or the pants. Adding a back bend here in this. If the wrist is bothering you, you could come up onto your fingertips or stay on your wrist. Press your fingers into the ground so that you distribute the pressure. And if the head doesn't feel good being held here, because this is going to strengthen the head, the neck, you could look down towards the ground or in front of you if that feels better. So lift the heart, really back bend in your spine, push into your leg, take one more breath, and then to slowly come out, let's go back in stages. Bring yourself all the way up and all the way out. Rest. So it could be in Vajrasana posture or whatever feels comfortable for your body. So the left side was working against gravity to lift up. So I definitely feel the work that took place in my left upper back and neck, and a little bit of the work that took place in the glute medius. So notice that in your body. Let's go to the other side. Coming on to all fours, take the block wherever it would be good for you now that you know what you're doing. Hands are on the ground. So we're going to go to the left side this time. You're going to slide your left foot off to the side, then left knee stays where it is. Then we're going to open up, so you can take your hand on the block as you open up your body to face forward. The right leg goes onto the side. You're on the big toe edge, the right foot. Try to really stack your shoulder blades here, stack your pelvis here. And then inhale with a flex foot to lift the right leg. Let that glute medius contract to lift this leg. Then you take your hand up if that's appropriate for you. These are all stages. Do what's appropriate for you. Really reach out the heel of the leg that's lifted and lift the pinky toe edge up towards the sky. The whole pinky toe edge, not just the pinky toe part, the edge of the heel as well. Coming up onto your fingers if you need, or staying down on the wrist. Keep lifting, keep lifting. If you want to explore something else, you're going to bend your foot back towards your tushy. Reach back Take a hold at the front of the foot and then add that back bend. By pressing the heart forward, push the foot into the hand. If the tension in the neck is too much, you could move your head in a different direction, but keep your head active. We're lifting up against gravity laterally. Take one more breath. Coming back up. And then bring yourself out. We're going to come to sit and do a little bit of neck stuff. So if you can, take your block and put your block between your heels so that you're in a supported hero's pose. This is nice for the spine. It'll help to relax the spine. Or stay up kneeling, or sit in Sukhasana, legs crossed. Nice tall spine here. Nice lengthened body. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then the tip of your ear, inhale, push it straight up towards the sky. Exhale back. Inhale straight up towards the sky. And then back. Inhale. One more each side. And then back to center. Rotation, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring yourself back to center. Teeth are together. Take a nice long inhale. And then exhale, chin goes straight down towards the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And come back to center. So far, we did some upper back and neck work, which is important because the balance nerves, the communication comes off the brain going down to the feet. We did some side body strengthening so that your lateral chain, which really helps to hold you up and helps to stabilize you, we activated that. And then we're going to go into strengthening the back of the body because for balance, we need the back of the body to be nice and strong. And we actually did do the chair movement, lifting the pelvis away from the ground. So that was strengthening the back of the body. We're going to strengthen now the upper part of the body, which is really important for maintaining really great balance. So this first posture we're going to do is called spinal balance. So there you go. It's called spinal balance. Take your block off to the side. So we are going to come down onto our wrist. For those of you with wrist issues, modifying with props, either rolling up your edge of your mat or getting wedge blocks can be very helpful. So let's come onto all fours. Walk your hands away from your body so you have a nice space between hands and legs. Let's warm up the spine here. So come into a sway back horse position. Let the back of the tailbone, the very tip of the tailbone, point up towards the wall behind you, and the crown of the head the opposite wall. Take an inhale. And this is stretching the front of your spine, stretching your belly. Now to do the exhale, start to activate your core. So zipper up from the very base of your torso, like you're zippering up a tight pair of jeans. Zipper, 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 all the way to the belly button. Stop there if you have osteoporosis. Make that be where your flexion is. If you don't have osteoporosis, you could bring flexion into the rest of your spine, letting your head and crown of the head point down towards the ground. Inhale, everyone into extension, full extension. Tailbone up the back wall, crown of the head toward the wall in front of you. Exhale, start to zipper the tailbone, start to point, zipper up jeans, point the tailbone down the back wall, press the low back up towards the sky. Stop there if you have osteoporosis. And if not, you can add that flexion to the upper spine, letting the head and neck follow. Inhale into your extension. Exhale into your flexion. Only in the lumbar with osteoporosis, all the way if not. Bring yourself back, come off your hands, and shake your hands. If you have osteoporosis, you want to make sure you don't press the front of the spine into itself, because that's where the fractures occur. And it's the weakest part of the bones of the spine, or the front section. So we don't want to do anything that's going to be flexing or pushing them into themselves any more than they already are throughout our daily living activities. So let's do our spinal balance. Hands are on the ground. Slide your right hand forward, slide your left hand back. Tip of the nose is either straight down or slightly in front of you. Exhale. Inhale, lift your hand, lift your leg. Come into a real deep extension. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. Feel the stretch in your body as you lift up as high as you can. Inhale to rise. Last one, inhale all the way, stay here. Reach your hand long, reach your foot long. Press your heart towards the ground, try to bend the upper spine. Reach the hand long, reach the foot long. Take one more breath, and then bring yourself out. Slide left hand forward, right hand back, or right leg back, left hand forward. Take an exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more and hold. Stay here. Long leg, long arm. And then go ahead and bring yourself down. Take your legs long. Take your hands really long and straight. And then bring your low belly closer to your top thighs. Low belly closer to the top thighs as you bend your hip joint. Then bring your forehead down onto the ground. Let the forehead rest. Lengthen your spine here from tailbone to the crown of the head. Push your heart towards the ground. Take one more breath. And then lifting with your head first, bring yourself up. So continuing with the strengthening your body for balance aspect. Let's take your block. The block is going to go between your hands so your elbows can stay in this position. Make sure your elbows are not wide. You want your elbows to be at the shoulder girdle level. Let's take the block forward. Come to the back edge of your blanket. Body is forward. Flatten your toes. So you could stay here in the modification, lifting the low back up towards the sky, or lift the knees off. Push the heels, lift the knees off. Come into a dolphin plank. Push away from the ground with the hands, with the forearms, with the elbows. Push your heels back. Push both feet into the ground. If you want to do a little challenge, you could lift one foot off and then the other. Put both down. And then bring your pelvis down onto the ground. Keep yourself up here in the Sphinx pose. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Feel the stretch in the front of the belly. We need the front of our body to be stretched, to be open. Take your feet wide. Take an exhale. Then inhale to look over one shoulder towards your heel. See if you can see your heel on that side. Come back to center and do the same thing to the other side. Notice if both sides are the same. Are you able to see around as far on one side as you can on the other? A little bit of spinal rotation here. You feel that stretch down underneath the rib cage, maybe even alongside the spine on either side. And bring yourself back to center. Push your block off. Bring your spine nice and long as you bring yourself down. Fold your hands. Bring your feet together so that the toes touch. Forehead rests on the back of the hands. Nice long spine here. Push the pubis bone, which is the base of the front of your spine, towards the floor so that your low back moves up towards the sky. It's a little bit of a posterior tilt, helps to support low back. Take an exhale. Inhale, push your hands into the ground, lift your body up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, stay here. Let your hands go alongside your body. The fingers are pointing back towards your toes. The palms are spread. Elbows are close to your body. Let your forehead rest. So feel when the forehead touches, there's a lengthening of the spine. Toes are touching, soles of the feet are up towards the sky. Take an exhale here. Inhale to lift your body forward and then up. Exhale to lower. Close your eyes. Feel the muscles working in your back to contract, to lift you up, the erector muscle group. The next time you come up, stay up. Stay here. Toes are pointing into the ground, knees lift off, pubis bone pointing towards the ground, elbows towards each other, heart pressing forward, body lifting up. And then go ahead and lower yourself all the way down. Bring your hands alongside your body. Spread your fingers wide. Let the thumbs be on the mat and everything else is off. Your hands can be up by the shoulders or down, coming off of the armpits. Spine is long, forehead touches the ground. Spread your hands. Push your hands into the ground. Push your feet into the ground. And then slide. Feel like you're sliding your hands back towards your feet. So really push down and back. Take an exhale. Inhale. Push down with your hands and lift your body forward and up. Bend your spine. Exhale to lower. Go slow. Close your eyes. Breath and movement. Inhale to lift. Pressing the heart forward. Feel your spine bending in the back. It's not about lifting up high. It's about bending your spine, bending the muscles, contracting the muscles. Feel snake-like. Feel the joints moving. On this next one, we're going to hold for 3 breaths. And you're going to bring yourself all the way down. Take your hands down alongside your body. Palms are up. Thumbs touch your body. Turn your head to the left. And then rest to the left so that the right ear and the right cheek are resting on the ground. Let the shoulders round forward. Take your feet wide here. Bend your knees. Let your knees move side to side. If there's a lot of tension in your head and neck, you could take your left arm out to the side, palm down. And if you still need relief, you could bend the left elbow, palm down. Take one more breath. Let your feet come right off your body, a little bit wide. Tuck the chin towards the chest, lift the head up. Rotate the head to the right. Keep rotating, 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 and then let the left ear and the left cheek rest on the ground. Notice if this side is the same as the other side. Hands are alongside the body, shoulders are rounding forward. Relaxing your body here. Wiggle your body side to side. If you need a little relief, take your right hand out in front of you, palm down, or bend the elbow if you need. Take one more breath. Take an arm long and roll onto your side. Take your hand onto the ground. Bring yourself up. So now we're going to let all of that integrate into our body. And whatever variation in Shavasana that you choose, go ahead and get your props for that. Any last minute movements you need to do, go ahead. Otherwise, allow the integration to take place. All that you just did, let it settle, let it become a new memory in your body. New memories of joint function, of muscular position. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to bring movement into your body through your hands and your feet, your ankles, your wrists, your knees. Draw your knees into your chest. We're going to come onto the side. From here, you're going to bring yourself up, and we'll close the practice. Bringing your hands together, the hands to the heart to the hands. Nice, long, tall spine. We're going to close with a humming or a sound. Let's take a big exhale to create space. Breathe all the way down to your pelvis. Bowing in namaste and in gratitude. So that practice focused a lot on aspects that are important for balance: muscular strength, flexibility, joint range of motion, awareness, body awareness, and hopefully you feel good. All right. So I think I got everything covered there. Let me see how you're feeling. You're welcome, Lauren. You're welcome, Nancy. I think I slowed it down a little bit today and did some things I haven't done in a while. Joanne. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, there were challenges, right? And because we did it slower, and hopefully you go to end range of motion, then you'll keep yourself nice and strong. Great. Carolyn, thanks. Susan, feeling the ease. Wow. Yeah, the effort and the ease, right? I mean, like Joanne just said, that was a challenging class, and I feel the strength in my body from that. Yet I also feel at such peace. So it's that balance between the effort and the ease. Stira and sukha. Sukha is the ease, stira is the effort. So finding what is your balance, what is your place to be with your effort and your ease. All right. All right. I am off to see the wizard. Off to garden to take care of my plants. I was just noticing that plant over there, the fig. I noticed that at some point today during the practice, this little tiny amount of earth with all the minerals in it is supporting all of that. And that's been like my best growing plant that I've had. The big leaves. I mean, it's just fascinating to me how the minerals that are contained in the earth in there is what sustains that plant. Of course, the sun is important, and so is the water, yet the minerals that are there. I'm going to transplant it actually today, but it's pretty amazing. And plants are really good for detoxification because they help to absorb carbon dioxide in the air. That's their fuel source, and they give us oxygen. So, really nice relationship we have with plants. Yes, Stevie. Yeah, it is, right? Because we want to put forth the effort that's necessary to keep ourselves strong, to maintain our balance, our strength, our flexibility, our range of motion. And we want it to be appropriate. And then we also want to embrace the ease so that it makes it something we want to do over and over. And that's really important. We can't just barrel through. That's why I hate that word biohacking, like biohacking everything. I'm like, no, we're bioharmonizing. We're actually not coming in and doing this and being really like harsh and effort. We need that ease. We need that balance. Um, you're welcome, Lynn. Oh, and Dave, if Dave is there. You're welcome, Michael. So you're welcome, everyone. If I didn't see you, I think you could see that I donned my glasses, so I'm like squinting. Thanks for doing my poll. 10 votes. All right. 80% are concerned about balance as we age. It's pretty significant, right? I am too, kind of. I feel super strong in my balance, but I don't want to fall and break another hip or anything. Have to have another hip replacement. All right. Have a beautiful day. Carpe diem. If you're in Los Angeles, it's going to be 87 degrees today. So lots of vitamin D synthesis. All right. Bye, everyone.